Hello YouTube, this is Thompson OS737 bringing you another 1/400 scale UK model airport update. Of course, it's been such a while since I last did a video. Kind of went a bit quiet. I've had sort of generally just been busy, occupied with other things, but obviously a lot going on. For those of you probably familiar with sort of the news and everything, certainly in the UK, certainly more so up north, sort of in the Yorkshire region. You will be aware that obviously Doncaster Airport is practically closing. It's not officially closed fully yet, but obviously a lot of us have been made redundant, including myself. Now there's certain things you can look at. You can look at it in different ways. One prospect is obviously got the World Cup coming up. Now, obviously, I did actually book holidays for that anyway. Not all the games, but some of them, certainly the important games, where possible. So I kind of see it in a bit of a sense. Maybe this is all happening so I can enjoy the World Cup. I don't know, but obviously in the meantime, I do want obviously a job as well. So it's not by choice that obviously I've left the airport. Obviously it's out of our hands. It's just one of them things that for some reason has happened. Obviously the owners Peel, they say the airport is not viable, not financially, not making much profit each year and things like that. Though it's kind of like, when did you realise that? After it's been operating for 17 years or so. It's a bit baffling really, but there are certain aspects I can understand. Summer for us is quite busy, but then obviously winter is too quiet, and that is a big factor, and that's where we could do with more aircraft coming in, more airlines sort of operating city destinations or all year round kind of destinations. We do have that with TUI and obviously Wizz, like Eastern Europe, but obviously it's not enough. Again, there are talks at the minute that Peel are under sort of going through talks with a potential buyer. Everything's quiet at the minute, so I have no reason to believe why that wouldn't be the case. There are still staff at the airport, certain staff like air traffic, security, that kind of thing, but very limited, and obviously it's very quiet. Other companies are sort of already left, I believe, as well. Not just obviously ground handling, obviously us for assistance, other companies as well, just around the airport. It's just a weird feeling. For me, it feels like I'm either back on furlough or, in the time I've been off, I've actually got holidays, which, like I said, I did have booked anyway, sort of later on, in November and early December. But it's a very strange concept. Obviously looking for work as well, real bind, it's a bit depressing really. You sometimes just sit there and think, why am I looking for another job? You know what I mean? And then you realise exactly what's happening. It's just very surreal. I think it's probably one of the key words a lot of people are using in this situation. It's quite surreal. But that's just a bit of a background as to what's been going off, obviously. Like I say, not an ideal situation for anybody to be in. Don't matter where you work, what company you work for. If you're going to be made redundant, it's not ideal in any case. And obviously things are rising up in cost, everything like that. Maybe I'm a bit fortunate because I don't live on my own, anything like that. I ain't got a mortgage, so I am quite lucky in that sense, of course. But anyway, this is an update. Obviously, it's long been waited for, I believe. Hopefully you guys, probably one of the busiest updates we've done as well, which is why I've chosen to do this. Because I thought, you guys would enjoy it with the amount of traffic that we have, and there's sort of a little bit of variation as well. So we get into the update, obviously starting off with a nice sort of wider view there, but we'll zoom in to each of these models just to give you a better idea as to what we're actually looking at. So hopefully that'll focus on the Wizz more than the Air Europa. So first of all, on the far side, this Wizz is just about to get ready to depart, to be honest. This is Wizz Air A320 HALYQ operating as WZZ 1915 and 1916 from and to Poznan. And then next to that, we have a summer charter Air Europa 737-800, registration ECLQX, operating as AEA 218 from and to Parma. So this is going to be like an hour turnaround. Pretty quick for all staff to get underway. Obviously aircraft cleaners, everything like that. Next start we have a Wizz Air A320, registration HALWR. This operating as WZZ 2071 and 2072. This is going out to, coming in and going back out to Bucharest. And then next we have yet again another Wizz A320. Pretty rare sight to see so many Wizzes down at the same time. Registration HALWC, again another Wizz A320, operating as WZZ 1615-1616, and this will be heading back out to Gdansk. Just a bit of information about the Air Europa, because I'm sure I'll probably get asked. It's been featured before. It's a custom model. I do imagine eventually that NG may do an Air Europa 737-800 in these colours. I would hope so, at least, and possibly new colours as well. Obviously they've done Dreamliner, and obviously they've done the Air Europa 737-600s recently. So it'd be nice to see one of them. Obviously I'm hoping it's not the same registration I've got, but if it is, it is. It's probably going to be better than the custom anyway, but yeah, hopefully it'll be a different reg. But yeah, I don't see why not. I don't see why NG wouldn't do one eventually. We'll just zoom into this. Taxing down. So this has just arrived from Leipzig. This is DHL 757-200, registration GBMRJ, sporting the sort of Protect Rhinos kind of sticker, which was only applied for a few months actually. I think it was like June to September, August, September, something like that, in the year of 2016. And like I said, this is arrived from Leipzig as DHK 16Q or Quebec, if you want to use it the terms properly. So this update as well, I don't know if I mentioned it, but it's actually based on the 7th of July 2016. There's a mixture of movements kind of based on what we had at Doncaster, and also a mixed, obviously, sort of other aircraft included that I've featured as well. So in for training, we have this EasyJet A319, registration GEJAR, training as EZY9090. It will be doing a few circuits, and then obviously when sort of all the traffic kind of dies off, it may need to hold in the pattern, you know, while all the movements are taking off and landing. But it's said that it will depart the next day on the 8th, instead of going straight back out to its base airport. And then if we pan across, this is probably the most interesting aspect with these two. So first of all, we have this Saudi Cargo 747-8F, registration HZAI4. This operated as SVA 935 from Riyadh. And then next to that, if I just zoom out, give you like a nice perspective there, both 748s. We have this Atlas Air 747-8F as well, registration N852GT. And this is actually operating as Polar 237 from Hong Kong. The Atlas Air is now actually in the Polar DHL colours, I believe. So it actually didn't, it changed liveries not so long after this date. I think it was like the month later, in August time, I think it was, August, September time, that it actually changed to the current scheme. So obviously no longer in the Atlas Air colours. Just a bit of information there. So that is the update, guys. Hopefully you've enjoyed the update. Hopefully it's been worth the wait. Not sure when the next update will come, because ideally I want to kind of keep the updates kind of like this, where it's kind of busy. I don't just want to be featuring like 1 or 2 models, like I've said before. So when the next one will be, I'm not sure. There was another update due, but I kind of had to shuffle some of the models around because they didn't correspond with when they were active. One of which was the DHL 757 in this update. That was part of that update, but I've included it in this update just to make sure I can feature it when the stickers were actually applied in real life. So that kind of makes sense. Again, thanks for watching. Of course, if I do have any, obviously in coming updates, I'll keep you updated what's happening in terms of, my life in general, I guess. But other than that, obviously I'm still collecting model aircraft each month. I've been acquiring quite a few 1/200 scale models lately, sort of narrow body stuff, Eastern Europe, it's not just Eastern Europe, but Europe in general. And like I say, still collecting, still keeping an eye on Australian models as well. I've acquired quite a few, to be fair, a lot of Virgin Blue stuff, Qantas Link, Jetstar Airways, I've acquired a few of them. Alliance Airlines, I've got one of them, one of the Fokkers, and yeah, just a mix of other models as well. A few Qantas as well. I think I've got maybe 1 or 2 sort of due as well, in the post as well. But yeah, keeping an eye out for them. Kind of looking at 1/200 scale models as well in the Australian aspect. So yeah, that's still ongoing. I'm still collecting, like I said. So I have been listing a few models on eBay though, because there's quite a few models I've got that I just don't need anymore, to be quite honest. May consider, well, I will be selling quite a few of my 1/500 scale models as well, most of the wide body stuff, because I have no real need for them anymore. A lot of the narrow body stuff I'll keep, but yeah, a lot of the wide body stuff, it's kind of international stuff that I've not really got any relation to in terms of like collecting in the hobby. So they'll probably go up soon, and yeah, whatever else. So again, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time.